All right, it is June 16th, Tuesday, and it was a crazy day again. Every day in the market, it's either the SPY, small caps. There's been incredible moves. The volatility is amazing. Small caps are being pumped hard. Here is UONE. This was up over 500% at one point. And this all started yesterday. You see the volume here? We had 44 million today. Now, yesterday was 25 million. Today was 44 million. This reached a high of exactly 40 on the nose, all-time high. It broke over these levels of 32 plus. This was an incredible move. And the news on this was insiders are at Brigade Leverage Capital, I believe. They sold 3 million shares plus a little more. Beneficiary owner of 10% of the company. So they're out, I believe. So I believe that's the news that sparked everything. This is a low float, 920,000. So this had insiders owned 8%, and then insiders owned 41%, excuse me, institutions owned 8%. So this was an incredible move. Right over here. Now here's the pre-market. So you had from yesterday, you knew something was up. See, this had a nice strong move. This was like 4, went to 8. And then this had the candle today right over, what's this candle here? About 686. So once this climbed over 7, look at this. This is so far away from 13. You make extremely bullish and formed a high wick shooting star. It got as high as 1923. And then came back and found support right at 10. And then it was just going sideways. It was bouncing. I mean, these are large moves for like 10. This is moving like $4 chunks. So 10, then this went up to 14. Then as high as 1540, then came back. But it was slowly putting in higher lows here, very subtly. And then right here, well, this is your first line. You have over 16. Then you have over 14 and 1543. It started to ride up right here. This was choppy. See the 13 EMA? Once we got over 14, and then we started to ride up. Look at this. It took off. Then you had a move here. It was consolidation sideways. And then this broke all the way up as high as right there, 40. And then this had a big, massive candle. And then we halted. We halted a few times, but in the 5 minutes, not showing that. And then we came down after hours. You can see the 1 minute here. You can see all the moves here, halts. Look at these halts. It was halt, crash, then gain, halt, crash, and gain. Look at the pattern. It's exactly the same. Look at this. Up, up. It's almost crazy. Look at these shooting star wicks. They're exactly the same. And then it's got the 40 and then crashed right at the bell. If you didn't get out here, this was the last, this was at 4 o'clock, you were stuck. And then it opened here. And this dropped like $8+. Now it's going down to 26. It's getting slaughtered. Anyone who bought up here is insane. On the 5 minute, once you're over this level here, I'd probably say 16. And then you had a move right over here about 25. That was the last buying points, I would say. Anything up here, unless you're a real fast scalper trader, it was a disaster. So this was up over 500% at one point. Now it's dropping down, but this is an incredible run here. I wouldn't be surprised to see an offering or something. They have 65 million on cash, income 11 million, so it wouldn't surprise me at this point. And then you had other movers today. You had CLIR, and let's see the news on this. Clear Signs stock rockets to record gain on record volume after ExxonMobil purchase order. So it's had a gap up, and then this broke right over 175 to 3. Look at that. And then came back down, consolidated, and we grinded up. Beautiful. Now let me get back to UONE. I'm sorry. UONE on the 10-minute. Look at the 10-minute. Look how clean this was. 13 was over 20 the whole time. It's never a sell. That's why you get to use higher time frames. On these large moves, you have like 6 to 40, whatever it is. Go to the higher time frame. The smaller time frames will chop you out. 15-minute, look at this. Incredible. smooth. There's no sell here. The really only sell was here. So, I mean, you can sell on the way. I'm just saying, overall chart, there was never really a sell until late. So that was incredible. All right. CLIR said I had good news, ExxonMobil. And this is, get back to the 5 minute here. So I said it moved all the way up to almost 330, then came down. This is a strong gap and go. There it is. And NTN. This started to rocket late in the day. This was like a sympathy with UONE. This really took off at 3. That's very bizarre to see at 3 late in the day. And this took off from 2 all the way to 5 plus. That was an incredible run for that. And what was the news on NTN? Let me see here. Let me look it up here. If Yahoo has any trade ideas, didn't really say nothing. I really don't see the news here. Extremely risky penny stock, blah, 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 regulators. I don't see nothing here. Well, there could be news, but of course it doesn't show here. All right, so this had a great move here. You can see this on the daily chart. This is, coming down. This is a lot of spikes in here. This is the biggest move it's had. And look at the volume, 11.7 million. It's had in a long time. So this was a great long if you caught this late. BBGI, another late move. This looks like another sympathy. Anything in broadcast. So UONE's broadcast, NTN, I believe, is broadcast. BBGI, Beasley broadcast group. And this was as high as 2.2 million volume. This has been going down since all the way in January. And look at this, up near 4 today. And this is it. It started to go. Look at this. Green candles and took off. Rose U. This is purely pre-market. And you have the 13 above the 20 main. Nice spike right here. And then you saw the consolidation. So yeah, 253 were nice entries. And then it's really petered up on top. So you see this big candle, it's time to get out and short slip over. MC, let's see here, MCEP. So good volume, 17.4 million. This one was pretty much garbage all day. You had not great volume here. See this, 700, it's real sketchy, and then just faded. This wasn't a good real trade, maybe shorts. HCR, this is energy. Another late play here, start to move. UONEK. This is a spin-off of UONE. So this is like an extra letter here. I'm not sure if it's like warrants or what it is. I'm not sure what it is, but this didn't have quite the move here. It moved here too, and then moved to 425. OPTT. This had 21 million, and it's looked like it's spiking. Might get near 1. This might do a 1 roll. We'll see here. Sort of faded a little bit. IDYA 1284. This had the gap and go, 1.7 million. All these gap and goes. See this? You see these candles. You'll learn this over and over. You'll see these same candles. So PLM spiked up. These weren't long moves. Some of these. These were like pretty short. This is like an hour move, and it faded. Rose. This is the same as Rose U, I believe, and it came up. And then it faded. Look at this cross here in the 5 minute. See a cross on the top of the patterns to change of direction. So you had here to here. And that was it. Wafu, this was a former runner. This was at as high as 15 plus and came back. Didn't come quite to 13 EMA, then bounced up to 760. Nice find at 8.1 million. And then we're here. This found today's, that's the line here. It stays up and yesterday's close. So this had a run right over 550, which is nice. This is a strong gain up to 8. It's a lot of runners today. CLSN. Look at this here, right over 325 on the daily. That's a beautiful ascending triangle. Look at this. Draw your line, right over it. And then right here, you had over 420, sort of double topped and came back. But today was the theme. You had early, you had everything today. You had pre-market movers, then fade. You had late, like mid-afternoon, and then late afternoon. Early, a lot of these stocks took off. Here's Fun, another one. It's at 18.7 million. This took off late. Look at this, after 1 p.m. taking off. So the market changed again. The market's shifting. Sometimes it'll be days, sometimes weeks. Penny stocks have been back with crazy gains. Sometimes not every day, but we've had a lot of runners, like 75, 100%. Like all the cruise liners, shipping, airlines, all the other retail, the financials, they've like faded a bit. They're back to like the normal moves, not the spikes, even oil. So there's Jill. This is total fade. See what else we got here. EVC, IQ. This is a classic double top. Shot up right here yesterday. Couldn't get over this 2650 and fade it. Look at that fade. And then really consolidated sideways. Here's Mark. This is another fade, not fade, gain after 1 p.m. 57 million in volume. So many stocks right here. Weight Watchers, the choppy, sending triangle trying to break out. Here was way early here, and this was at pre-market and faded. WWR, penny play, very oversold here and trying to come up. Had the big spike, consolidate, still going up. See, the trend is up. So that's looking like to be going up some more. SSSS. There's 1.2 million. Nice move. This is a nice daily going up. What else we got here? Fold. LLY, Lilly, Eli Lilly. This had a nice gap and go. This is a $163 stock. That was a nice move. This got over 155 and got as high as 166. Home has been a beast. Look at this, all the way in this trend down. It's just taking off. Clearly above 13 EMA. It's been a long ever since. BBY, Bed Bath & Beyond. Here is, what do we got here? MLND. This is coming back up. Found support about 2, and it's trying to break this. Line here, which is 266. So this is still a gap above. I like this long. And draw that line here. See that line connects? Nice. GVA. So nice. Still moving up here long. Top at a little hammer candle up. So a lot of these stocks, if you go today, you have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 15 stocks over 40% today. The top 5 stocks about 100%. That's why every day, and it's not going to be always that way. The top 5 is going to give you probably a few good long plays. Some are short, some are long, some will fade pre-market, some will gain after the bell opens. So there's been a lot of gainers today. So the main ones too have been these top runners like UONE. And UONE right now is fading down. It's at 2366. So the main thing you look for, you're going to trade small caps, lower your size, watch morning gappers, low float. If that's not going, look for mid and large caps, bullish ETFs if the market's strong, bearish ETFs, the market's down, or volatility, UV, XY, and TDIP. So let's look at the VIX. The VIX had that breakout all the way up to 44 and then double topped and came down. Then you have like a double top head and shoulders. Look at this, head, twin head, shoulder down. And still above that low of 32 on the daily. On the daily, see it bounced straight off, 13 EMA almost right there. So, and then let me see here, the 5 minute. The 5 minute had that low. It's hovering right now. It's at 34. Let me see the daily again. We crossed over negative, so we'll see if this tries to get down further. But I'll look for support about 31 in the VIX. So volatility is going to remain high unless this goes back down. We'll see here. On the weekly, the only thing the weekly is stochastics right here. You just had a crossover, 1331. So this is very oversold all the way from that high. It was like 85, and it's been coming in. This is the first sign here, and then here, the back-to-back days, in the weeks, excuse me. So we'll see if this comes back up. It's very oversold, so I don't think we're going to go just straight down and stay flat. So we will see here. On the 4 hour, coming in here, a 2 hour, 30 minute. So from the hour. Yeah, if this stays above 32, maybe it'll come back up again. We'll see here. On UVXY, on the daily chart, this is another one. See this trend line down? You have the channel. It's been in that channel. Then it bounced up hard, came back down. And now, will we stay above maybe like 34, or this sort of fade down to? We will see here. I think volatility is going to remain up somewhat. All right, let's look at the SPY. We had this big gap here, red candle, strong negative bearish candle. Then we had a hammer trying to push up here, and we're still lower. So this is a bull flag. Draw a line here, came right up. This is that hammer candle. Hammer now at that bottom, 312, 30-minute chart. You can see right here, from like a W pattern, you do this, and then the last part of the W took off. Faded a little bit here. Now we're staying above. The weekly, stochastics remains high, still bullish. We have right here was the high, lower high. And right here, we're about right here. So to me, 320, you can see right here, you have this and this on these candles. That's a 320 line. We'll see if we can break this trend line to watch 320 on the SPY. NASDAQ. Excuse me, on the SPY. Let me get back. I think that was the weekly. Let me give it a daily. There it is. So yeah, 320. Watch 320 at the open gap here, trying to fill. All right, the NASDAQ. And here's the NASDAQ. This came back too. It's nearing 10,000 again. You have a crossover on stochastics. The weekly is actually trying to cross over negative. It's so high here. It's overbought, buried, but extremely high. 4 hour chart. Trying to get above this candle, which is about 99.52. NASDAQ extremely overbought. So we'll see what that does here. Dow Jones. There's the DJI on daily. So you have a lower high right here. Came all the way down. Trying to cross over here. Trying to fill this gap will be to 27,000. On the 4 hour, you have this trend line that is all the way back from the March line. See this here, a lot of connecting points right here. All right, we'll see what that does on the SPY. We'll see it. This is on 4 hour. It's still strong here. See this? You have white over red. Extremely bullish. Weekly. Of course, the trend line here. We'll see if this can get above 27,000. So that's the Dow Jones. Let's take a look at ETFs, TNA. Starting off the weekly. Still bullish in the weekly. See this coming up? All the way from the lows, we put in higher lows each time. And then we had that big candle down, so it came back. And right now we're at right there, what, 28, 48. Now you still have 20 EMA over 13 EMA, so this is still bearish overall. It's bearish because we need 13 EMA to cross. But what you see here, see this is down, and it was wider, but it's flattening now. See this? It's starting to flatten this way, going straight this way. And you're going to have the 20 going this way. Eventually, this is going to cross up. So it's looking more promising. Here's the daily chart. You have that gap. It's trying to fill it right here to 30. And then you had the previous high up at 34.83. Nice crossover on stochastics. It's very bullish. This is the daily chart. So that is good to see. We might get to 35. Will be 38.2 fibs. That'll be very strong. Nail, home builders. Home builders had great news, I believe. I'm not sure what the news was exactly, but this can get back above probably 33.60. This is looking very strong. DIN. This didn't hold its gains very well, but it's trying to cross over down here. I still like this too. 50% retracement might be 60 as a swing. DFEN. You have right here this line, the trend line, another trend line coming down. This needs to break probably 16, maybe 17. We'll see if this can get back up and test that 23.6 fibs level, which is going to be 20 plus. So watch that. FAS, the financial ETF, just didn't really hold. It's right near 23.6 Fibonacci level. This can get above, watch for 45. It's crossing over on stochastic. So a lot of these are forming the same pattern. See, we drop pretty far low and I'm trying to cross over, which is a good sign long. TQQQ, which mimics the NASDAQ. This is the same thing. Hammer candle, very strong hammer. This is trying to cross over too. It's looking bullish. UDAL, same as the Dow Jones. See the gap here, watch above 739. This can fill this gap. And what else do we have here? Soxels, the semis. You had almost like a triple top here near 200. We'll see if this can try to come back to that 200 level. Nougat, that's gold miners. They're really doing nothing here. This isn't really the play to be in. I mean, if you're trading in, it's fine, but they're just fading. They're drifting down here. There's nothing going on here. JNUG, same thing. Very choppy action. Let's look at oil. Light sweet crude. And what are we at here in oil? Oil, we are at 37.86. So we're still trying to fill this gap of about 41.13. Reverse head and shoulders. There's your head and shoulders coming up. It looks like we're still 13 above 20 EMA. It's very bullish here. Looks like we want to recross. So this might be a little dip here. You have the cross, change of direction. And then right back over about 39.70. That's 23.6 fibs. And we'll see if we get above here. It looks like it. Looks like oil's going to improve. I mean, if things are opening up every day, more and more airlines, cruises, people driving, the need for oil is going to increase. So if you have things open up, 25% on up, 50%, you can do this, do that. That would just mean you're going to use more oil. It's just common sense. So we believe this is going to go higher. I believe we will fill the gap. I believe we could go as high as maybe 60. We'll see. If we need that much, if the demand is that strong, I believe we get that high, 55, 60. We'll see. Look for 40s right here, this gap. All right, so let's take a look at some airlines. I'd like to get a Hawaiian Airlines. This is a nice little cross here. So you have 13, you have stochastics trying to cross, white over red. See these little moves here, and then you have your high now. You have high here, high back here. That's your trend line. And this came back to 23.6 fibs. This is near 50% fibs level, then you have 61.8. I'd like this to go higher here. So this might retest again, might have a double top, we'll see. NCLH, this is Norwegian Cruise Lines. This is right at here to 38.2 fibs, this candle. Nice bounce here, look at the support. Came right back up. Nor is this, this is the trend line. This is the breakout trend line. So still looking bullish. Financials, these financial REITs, keep a trend line on the low to high and right here to high. This is bullish here. The 30 EMA is nicely over the 20 EMA on the daily chart. Give a recrossover. So this is looking good long. It's a slow mover. It's not straight up, but it's building a base here, it looks like. Some oil stocks, Oxy. Again, 13 over 20. Very nice range here. See how it's very wide from it? It's very bullish. I think this is going to go retest 24 and eventually fill that gap of 26 plus. So that's looking strong here. All right, so that's it for today. So to recap, we had amazing moves on UONE, CLIR, NTN, a lot of broadcasting, radio, they were moving today. And then we had the SPY, which the SPY actually finished plus, what do I have here? Plus 526, S&P plus 58, NASDAQ 169 plus, small caps plus 29. The VIX fell to 3367. You had gold 1735, oil 3786. So we're going to continue with relatively high VIX levels of volatility. Once the VIX gets under about 20, I would say, it's starting to, volatility decreases. So we're still in that range. We have a lot of different movers, categories. We have oil, cruise lines, the REITs. They're not bouncing like we did before back here, but they're giving still range. There's still like volatility in these stocks. And then you have penny stocks, the small caps, have been on fire. Not necessarily every day, but it seems like they're coming back every 1 to 2 days or 3 days, and then they're getting big bursts over 100%. So I think that's going to continue. And so it's looking very strong for any kind of day trading, even swing trading. There's a lot of good value here still. So that's it, guys. Subscribe and please like the channel. And we are out for now. And that's it. Peace.